morning, everyone. I say good morning, everyone. I'm extremely happy to see you all in this beautiful morning. And on behalf of Western India Regional Council and ICAI, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all in the National Conference on Capital Market, organized by Committee on Financial Market and Investor Protection of ICAI and hosted by Western India Regional Council of ICAI. Our dignitaries are reached here. I would like to request our chairman, WIRC CA Arpit Kabra, to please escort dignitaries to the dais. Mr. Vijay Kedia sir, CS Nanda sir. Request Secretary WRC and Treasurer WRC, please join us to the dais for the lighting of the lamp, followed by ICAI motto. Requesting all the regional council member present here, please join us. Coordinator Jitu Bhai, please join us for the lighting of the lamp. Speakers Prakash Diwan sir, Mitesh Thakkar sir, please join us. Requesting everyone, please rise for the ICAI motto.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेव.
The market dynamics are changing minute to minute nowadays. Some days before we were witnessing all-time high market, and now we all know that. So today we all are gathered here to foster meaningful discussion and deep insight into dynamic landscape of capital markets. As a professional, we are dedicated to our field and Our participation is pivotal in shaping the future of the financial world. That is why it becomes necessary for us to have complete and updated knowledge of the field. And this is the objective of this prestigious conference. And we are thankful to Chairman of this committee at ICAI, CS Nanda sir, Vice Chairman CA Kotha Srinivas sir, for giving us opportunity to host this conference here in Mumbai. We have designed the subject of today's conference in such a way that this 2-day offering a comprehensive understanding of the latest trends and developments in the capital market arena. And after hearing directly from the stalwarts of the capital market, I am sure it will be an invaluable experience for all of us. Also, it will be an opportunity, exceptional platform for networking and collaboration with fellow professionals who share our passion for the financial markets. Friends, we are privileged that despite the busy schedule, Mr. Kedia has agreed to be with us today. So now I will request to Chairman of this committee at ICAI CS Nanda sir and Chairman of WIRC CA Arpit Kabra sir to present a small memento as a welcome gesture to Vijay Kedia sir. Please welcome him with a loud of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to request to our chairman for his welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning today, and I welcome all of you to this wonderful conference, the National Conference on Capital Markets, one of the most sought-after programs at WIRC, one of the most signature programs at WIRC, and I think this time, with Nanda sir, the head of this committee, I think, it's a very live committee. It's a committee which every moment, just like the market changes, I think this committee is as dynamic as that. And therefore, I must really thank Nanda sir and Kotha sir for giving us this beautiful opportunity and something that we wait for almost so long. Most importantly, this is a good session, good networking event for all of us. We here, I would not call these people as, so market experts or faculties or something. They're actually facilitators. So they facilitate important discussions, key discussions that are usually happening maybe on WhatsApps, maybe on Telegrams, maybe on whispers here and there. But in real sense, if you could be loud enough and talk to us, talk to each other, get some real insight, with SEBI taking so many actions against influencers and whatnot is happening. Imagine someone who's making a loss of more than 2 crores and is coming out and marketing by saying that, I'll give you 200 to 300% returns. This will happen, that will happen. Join our courses, join our, classes, and minting money more than 7 crores, more than 17 crores in that much. So you can imagine the kind of games which are going on right now these days. And in that space, here is our institute that stands tall, stands right. In a conference like this, wherein we are absolutely talking about organic discussions, absolutely having the best people to gear, to guide, and to steer all of us in right directions. And probably one big message that I would love all of us to carry with us is let's stay away from frauds like these. As a chartered accountant, we must carry it on our sleeve. We must prevent citizens of this country, or we must present ordinary people. And let me tell you that coming from a forensic angle, coming from an investigation angle, the database that we have, when we work with the stakeholders, we work with some of the agencies, the biggest victims are our housewives and academicians, the professors. They are the most easiest, gullible victims of these kind of events. When they feel that, we really need to create value for us, equity is something, the market is something that should give us some good returns, they fall for these kind of coaching classes, they fall for these kind of small little classes or speakers who come across and tell them on Instagram, YouTube, Telegram that join this course, join this course. Believe me, as a chartered accountant, let me empower each one of you today with all our committees. You just need to say that, do we have a program on any of the aspects in this ecosystem? And the ICAI would tell you, the WIRC would tell you, yes. You talk about blockchain, you talk about AI, you talk about any Power BI, any tool, any intelligence, you talk about foreign exchange, you talk about FEMA, you talk about anything and everything that has to do with money, we are there. So probably if someone needs any guidance around these, tell them that ICI can do it for you, WRC can do it for you, and we'll be more than happy to bring this up to create that capabilities so that we could really work. Amongst one of the most important principles that the ICI is geared up for is the financial and tax literacy, and therefore it becomes much important for all of us, each one of us, to carry this message loud and clear for everyone. And of course, when there is a person like Jitendra Khandol on the dais, you can imagine money is in the game. We are all in game, and therefore I must really thank Jitendra Khandol for setting up this entire conference. One man without whom this conference wouldn't have been possible. Please put your hands together for Jitendra Khandol. Thank you very much. Of course, Shweta Jain, the committee chair at WIRC, I think she spent almost like more than a month behind this program, curating this program every now and then, managing timelines of wonderful speakers, and today we have all of them over here. These are real stars. These are real people who have really influenced and made lives of so many. Please put a huge round of applause for all the faculties they'll be addressing us today. And more importantly, I welcome you, all of you. From now on, I think as we gear up for, we just had Dashera, Diwali would be here, and I wish all of you prosperous one. May this Diwali bring a lot of good news for each one of you. But yes, at WIRC, we are gearing up for a very, very hectic season of CP credits, of events. One of them, top notch, being our regional conference that is being held on 15-16 December at NESCO. I request all of you, it will be one of its kind event, a tech-loaded event, and I'm sure you'll have an experience that will be talked about for almost years and years. And therefore, I request all of you to please keep a tab on whatever that we're doing. All these events will be lined up for each one of you. Make the most out of these. And apart from these, there are so many activities which I think the Secretary Saurabh Ajmera, Ketan Bhai, and the entire council who's here, Piyush Bhai is here, Rudesh is here, Sanjay is here, and our past chairman Murtuza Bhai is here. I think these people have been putting up so much of efforts in gearing up. If we can just, can you just put up the slide, please? Mishra ji, slide rakha do. These are some of the events that we've carried out, and of course, during the day, we'll try and explain all of these. Today, we are also launching 2 good books for each one of you. One is Navigating GST. These are some of the events that we have, and of course, we'll talk about these just for your awareness. We'll talk about some of these during the day, during the conference. Apart from this, 2 books that we'll be launching today, and I must really congratulate both the authors, the contributors of these books. There's a foreign exchange guide, a small little book, which can talk about risk mitigation and all of these exposure to each one of you. And second, a Navigating GST. This book again will be a future foolproof book because it's a QR code based, and every time there is a new update, there's a new circular, they'll come up. But of course, we'll honor all of these contributors as and when time comes. But today is a time to celebrate capital markets. What Jitu Bhai just told me in the morning is you'll see some green signs today. And I think that is the best positive outlook for all of us. With these words, thank you very much, and look forward to interact with you, engage with you, and have a meaningful discussions throughout these 2 days. Thank you. Happy learning.
Thanks, Chairman, for the briefing about activities and encouraging and motivating words for all of us. So now we'll request to our chairman of this committee at ICAI, CS Nanda sir, for his address.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The chairman of WIRC, Mr. Kabra, the chief guest of the day, the man who drives the market, Mr. Vijay Kedia, my very dear friend, Jitendra Khandol, and 3 regional council members on the dais, Saurabh ji, Ketan ji, Shweta ji. I can see the past chairman, Mr. Murtaza, Mr. Chandak, and all, Mr. Sanjay, and all who have come here. And more importantly, people who have come here to go home enlightened. When I look at you, I am reminded of a couplet which says, Manzil mil hi jayegi, thoda bhatakkar hi sahi. Manzil mil hi jayegi, thoda bhatakkar hi sahi. गुमराह तो वो हैं जो घरों से निकले ही नहीं. The market in green, after so much bloodbath, and people are sitting here. I understand from the core of my heart that people sitting here are people who are involved in the capital market. In spite of that, they have overruled their desire to be in market and have come here to go home more enlightened. I want to tell you that our institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, as you are all aware, was set up an Act of Parliament way back on 1st July 1949, when the most important document to the democracy, the Constitution, was not adopted. You are aware that the Constitution to this great country was promulgated on 26 January 1950. The pertinent question that arises is, what prompted the Constituent Assembly to set up an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India when its own democratic setup was not in place? The answer is very candid, very simple, very forthcoming. They were looking for a disciplined band of soldiers to steer this country out of confusion and put it on the rail of progress. And the work is done by us, the financial soldiers of this great country. I want to very candidly tell you, the institute is at its top time highs. I'll tell you why. We were in constant touch with Singapore Institute. We wanted a MOU be signed. And they were a bit reluctant. But we did the World Congress last year. You are aware that we have GloPac this year for 24th November to 26th November. If you have not registered, please register it. That is a world-class program. So in World Congress, the Singaporean president came. We took him to our institute at BKC. He liked the building. He said, what a so great, beautiful, astounding building. We said, sir, we have more than 100 such buildings. The fallout, in the evening they came out with a directive that any Indian chartered accountant who remains in Singapore for 6 months, even for a holiday, even for a honeymoon, even for shopping, even for living with the relatives, after 6 months he'll be in par with any Singaporean chartered accountant who has passed from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Singapore. Not only that, we were looking for a prime place so that we could open an office in Singapore. See, when people progress, how thought process changes. We got a call from the president of Singapore. He said, sir, I understand. He spoke to the president that we understand you're looking for a space here. We have a very beautiful building. We don't want any rent. Why don't you open the Institute of Chartered Accountants office in our building? It would be great to see 2 premier institutes of the world together. कहते ना देते ना थे जो जवाब उनके सलाम आने लगे. देते ना थे जो जवाब उनके सलाम आने लगे. वक्त बदला तो मेरे नीम के पेड़ पर आम आने लगे. अब आमों का जिक्र शुरू हुआ है तो हम प्रोफेशन से हटकर कैपिटल मार्केट की तरफ चलते हैं. इतनी तादाद में लोगों का आना, विजय केडिया साहब, प्रकाश जी, जितेंद्र जी को देख के चार्ज होना, it clearly signifies that market also is very happening and people have created value and worth by investments in markets. There are some issues. This is the time to introspect. You have to sit down and understand what has been our follies, where we have faulted, and very importantly, when the capital grows at such great pace, why we are unable to book profit or we enter in an indisciplined way and lose our capital. 4 things I would like to tell you. Number 1, this market punishes indisciplined people at the highest level. You can never spare this market. You try to be indisciplined, you may be rewarded for some time, but then you will have a great shot and you will understand that you have paid heavily for being indisciplined. Never overtrade. Be disciplined in the market. Understand the most important thing, which is the second point, which is stop loss. You please understand, markets have both way movements, and stop loss is the biggest weapon you have to counter all these things. एक उर्दू में बड़ा उम्दा शेर है कि तमाम के तमाम शहर बसाकर सुकून के लिए गांव ढूंढते हैं। कितने कंक्रीट के शहर बसे हुए हैं। तमाम के तमाम शहर बसाकर सुकून के लिए गांव ढूंढते हैं। कितने नादान हैं हम, हाथ में कुल्हाड़ी लेकर छांव ढूंढते हैं। People who want to keep open trades would be in problem. Unless you are an investor, you are a very long-term investor, you invest in small quantities, you can go without stop loss. But if you want to remain in market and move on perpetually, stop market is very important. Third very important thing, don't lay all your eggs in one basket. People are very fancied about certain sectors, certain shares, and they want to translate their entire savings into one account, which is not good. You have to understand one thing, that market has diverse movements. Even when the market was going down, there was a proper bloodshed in the market. You could see certain shares touching 52-week high. You have to diversify your portfolio. And fourth and last thing, market is your desire to fight. Market is your pragmatism. Market is something which is very natural. Don't meet with negative people. In market you will find two types of people. Number one, बाजार में लखपति बनना बड़ा आसान है, provided आप पहले से करोड़पति हो. Second notion, if God was to invent something that could confuse human minds, he could never have invented something better than the trading terminals. The second person, a different positive person, says, if you intend to be a multimillionaire by legitimate means, the only option is the stock market. First of all, you have to sit down, understand what your thought process is, how you want to translate your savings into a greater proposition. My dear friends, this market is very exciting, but you have to understand that you need to end the excitement in a day. Whenever sun will rise, sun will set, markets will open, markets will go down. Don't try to do everything in a day. Give proper time and give proper indulgence to your thought process. Today's program has been designed with so many best of the speakers. I want to thank Mr. Jitendra Khandol, who hails from Bhuj, and now he practices in Gandhidham. He's the past chairman of Gandhidham. He has been contributing a lot to this board. Whenever we want to host a program, the first phone goes to Mr. Khandol, and he tries to bring out the best of the speakers. I'm thankful to all the speakers who have come here to address our chartered accountants. That I can assure them, Mr. KD addressing chartered accountants will ultimately be a great brand building for you. This is that discipline force which means and which creates the opinion of the public at large in India. Indian chartered accountants now not only creating the image in India but internationally also. Our say means a lot. And very importantly, our thought process and the way how we understand things and how we interpret them for our clients is important. Your board, capital market, we have a program FATA, Fundamental Analysis and Technical Analysis. We are in advanced talks with SEBI to ensure that we could bring FATA and allow chartered accountants to get into the advisory business. The regulator is very keen, and I want to tell you that I am on the board of the expert committee of SEBI to discuss ease of doing business and LODR. So Institute is in constant touch with regulators. We are very clear that category 4 of merchant banking be reinstated so that chartered accountants can get involved. Any suggestions you have, feel free to give a call to me. My number you can see at ICAI.org, my entire mobile number, my email ID, everything is there. End to end, I chair the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board, and I am the chairman of 7 countries IT committee of SAFA. Digital Accounting and Assurance Board again is moving on great guns. This 1st July, we promulgated 23 forensic standards. Now, after 1st July 2023, any chartered accountant, whether in practice or not, if he undertakes a forensic assignment, it has to be in conformity with the forensic standards. One very good thing, the second question which you would pose, that I don't have guidance on forensic standards. 3 months, 150 chartered accountants sat down, wrote on each and every forensic standard. The matter was brought to a screening committee. They looked at everything and then tried them where tickling is required. Then when the entire document came, it went to the expert committee. After expert committee, it went to public exposure. And from there, it went for 3 legal reviews and the implementation guide on forensic audit. is for you. To end with, this profession is very exciting. Not only stock market, the entire profession is very exciting. But we need to have that thought process. We need to understand how we have to move ahead and create value and worth. Chartered accountants are people who could change the entire turpitude, but their level of indulgence is very important. So I want to thank the Regional Council for inviting me. I want to thank Madam Shweta Jain. She gave a call at 8:30 in the morning. She said, "Sir, where are you?" I said, "Madam, I'm in the bath." She said, "I'm at the venue." When you have such dedicated people, then only programs become successful like this. This profession will touch its unprecedented heights once each and every one chartered accountant of you is the brand ambassador of this great profession. I wish this conference a great future. Thanks for coming in the morning and attending it. God willing, you should go home understanding so many things that will change the course of your investments and tradings in the market. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. So now time to hear for whom we all are gathered. Time to hear from our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Kedia. But before handing over to him, I request our treasurer, CA Ketan Sayya sir, to please introduce him in front of the audience.
Honorable Chairman of Western India Regional Council, Arpit Kabra, respected Central Council Member and Committee Chairman, Nanda ji, all dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, seniors and friends. It's a privilege and honor to introduce Vijay ji. Of course, his formal biodata is known to this August gathering, and I don't think he needs any introduction. But let me tell you a few facts about him. At the age of 14 to 19, when we all, keep enjoying our life and we do a lot of things, he was an investor into the capital market. There are stock like Atul Auto or Sera who have given 100-time returns in less than 10 years' time. He is holding 17 such stock whose value is more than 850 crore rupees. मार्केट में बुल और बैर झगड़ा करते हैं और उसमें जो हमेशा विजय प्राप्त करता है, ऐसे विजय जी केडिया हैं. सुबह हो शाम हो, वो ट्रेडिंग करें या इन्वेस्टमेंट करें, घर पे एक ही चीज़ लेके जाते हैं, पैसा. Sir, we are privileged to have you here, and we all are eagerly waiting to listen from you. Vijay Kedia is one such name who has given a lot of wisdom. He has been speaking